Do you lead in?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you guys, what is up? We are live with some Smash Sisters crew battle. What's good, Rosalina?
Not much, Vicky. Yeah, we're out here for crew battles. We have NorCal, 2 teams from NorCal, 2 teams from SoCal, a team that was East Coast but is now Florida, and then we have the World team. Up first, we're going to see, I believe it's SoCal 1 and the World, SoCal being Nachos, Naui, Toki, Incolio, and Aru, and then the World team is going to be Cheeky, Boat, Tira, Lucien, and Dr. Piggy.
Ooh, I'm really excited. I recognize a lot of these names. So
for sure.
It's going to be pretty fun to see. Oh, also, is it okay if you could raise his voice? His voice went down again. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Ultimate has been treating everyone for these, past month and a half. We were talking about how exciting Genesis is, especially for newcomers to kind of get to know the competitive scene,
for sure.
Kind of dabble to see where they're at skill-wise, and competitive crew battles. There's not only are they help you kind of see where you are as a player,
right.
But it also opens up to see like where the talent is for different areas of the world, and that's why we were able to classify all these awesome ladies into their own category just based off where they live and stuff like that.
And this is probably, I would argue, one of the first times we've seen something like this at a major, not even just Smash Sisters, but competitive crew battles as a whole. And we're seeing like all these 6 different teams represented. Now we, of course, a Nest player, I believe had some stream time yesterday, but against Tira the Zelda.
Now I actually got to play, oh wait, I'm about to share, okay, I don't know.
We're probably going to count it down in just a second, but we do have a traditional 8-minute timer on.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should fix the timer if anything.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on. All right, got it. And we have grand finals listed on the top there, but of course this is game 1. Here we got SoCal versus the World. Wait, is SoCal 1? Is it because SoCal is so big, there's a SoCal 2?
I think they just had enough entrants to combine the two, because I know NorCal has the same thing as well.
That's hype. He's got the crew in the back cheering on their friends. That's what I love about crew battles, that it gets so hype and it gets so loud. You guys are going to definitely hear them through the mic. Yeah, the camaraderie is second to none, for sure. And of course, this being Smash Sisters, a really fantastic organization. And even like the positioning, everything, it almost seems as, an oasis in the middle of everything right now. You have the streams to our left, the setups to our right, and right here in the middle, we have, as you mentioned, just these fantastic players coming in. 30 different players represented from different parts of the world. And we're going to kick it off here, starting 15 stocks to 15 stocks. And we were actually able to see Naui on stream yesterday, as you mentioned. She was doing such a good job holding it on for her own. I believe she was fighting a Palutena player. And already you get to see an explosive start with the PK Thunder trying to be patient at the same time, trying to force Tira to approach.
Yeah, and that's where things could probably might get a little bit tougher Tira in this specific matchup, because Nest does a better job of forcing you to approach than I feel Zelda can.
Yes.
Even with the reflector with the neutral beat, this might prove a little difficult for this initial choice.
Neutral beat actually showing up why it's so good against PK Fire, and then Nest being a little different in this game in terms of being better, in my opinion. Of course, PK Fire now being able to get angled in the way that you want, and that lingering hitbox is another thing, but contesting the up air, very smart option to do by the right side of the ledge, but now he's retaliating back, getting that near by the right side of the blast zone.
Using the PK Thunder 2 to just put him up away from the invincibility when Tira came back from stock too. The important thing about crew battles, if this is your first time watching, is you want to preserve your stocks as long as possible. Yeah. It's not just about beating your opponent. It's about holding on to as many stocks for your team.
Exactly. Every stock counts, because even if you don't get to beat your opponent, you still have those stocks ready for you to go on to the next person that has to play in the crew battle. 70%. Attempt on the spot on there, trying to avoid the PK Fire, catching her jump. She's forced to recover, and that was such a close call with the recovery. And we've seen what Nez's recovery does and how much knockback it has.
If Tira had rolled there, that might have actually been able to confirm the stock cross coast to coast like that.
But Tira's playing extremely patient. You see how she drifts back when there is love.
Call out with the roll there that Yo is able to cover a lot of options. Wow.
Wow, I was actually not expecting that to kill right there. But now he's catching Tira on landing.
And this is a full stock lead right now for SoCal versus the world.
Oh my! And Tira actually tried to contest once again with the upper. So a little sneaky right there, knowing where now he's going to be. Crowd coming in. This is where things get pretty hype and intense. There's Tira with one stock. Are we going to be seeing a switch soon?
And that's the crazy thing. This is just the first game, and everyone's getting so hyped to rep their players.
Slightly missing an arrow right there, trying to reflect the PK fire back to Naui.
As a Tira with these up tilts could be able to start some form of comeback here, but you do not want to leave your team down 2 stocks like this.
Yeah, especially at low percent, that up tilt is a pretty good combo starter. Oh, that was so fresh, stopping Naui's own momentum into the back air.
And that is a pretty dominant display there. Now, this is always something that I've questioned during crew battles. Obviously, it's going to be full 2 stocks up like this, but even in that, now he ended that with a JV3.
Yep.
Obviously, still going to be down the stock, but one of those things where like it's not going to make it onto the scoreboard at the end of the day, but it's still funny to look at.
Yeah, it's also like very important to note that, as you mentioned, it's not about beating your opponent necessarily. It's about holding as many stocks as you can. And now he has 2 stocks under her belt, and she's going to be able to go into the next match. Although she'll be a stock down, it can still be a pretty interesting comeback on her team's part.
Absolutely. You want to be able to maximize the value of each individual stock. You're not going to see as many suicide kills. You're not going to see as many aggressive options. You want to try to play patient yet explosive and really try to capitalize on individual neutral wins. This is going to be, I believe, Dr. Piggy is subbing in now for the world team. And we'll see what she's able to do against the Ness of Naui.
Yeah. So we have Dr. Piggy here.
Oh, we actually have the character icon. So Dr. Piggy is a ZSS.
Yep.
Interesting. And we'll see how much of that carries over from 4 to Ultimate. Obviously, there's been some pretty significant changes sent between the characters.
This is the names of the...
Oh, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, perfect. That's so much easier than the phone screen. Yeah, so we do have ZSS coming in. Be interesting to see how this goes. What are your thoughts on ZSS as a character right now?
I think she's obviously not as good as her Smash 4 iteration, but she's still a pretty solid character. We've been seeing some things coming up from Senpai, actually.
I was going to say, she's probably the most I've seen of so far.
Yeah, she's actually one of the players that I've seen play 0-7 as consistently in this game as she has. And I think the character is still pretty strong, especially in terms of mixing DI setups, where like if you're holding in, you kiss your stock goodbye. If she, back throws you. I call it the Senpai special. I saw that on stream a few times.
Back throw flip.
Yep, exactly. And it can catch you off guard, really. So I think she's a tricky character. Although she may not have as strong as a neutral with her upper setups, she's still, I think, a pretty fundamental character.
Sure. And like you're able to control a lot of ground space. Obviously, with the Paralyzer, it's not going to work as effectively as its Smash 4 iteration. But I do like the changes to the Plasma Whip. It's much more similar to the PM version of the move, where if you use the fully charged version, it does pop you up overhead, which allows you to put yourself in a position where ZSS wants, and that's you above her.
There you go. We're going to be counting down very soon as Naui takes out her own stock, starting out where she's left off with the 2 stocks. Alright, another, again, opening up the match, again with the PK Thunder. We've seen that a lot from Naui, and understandably, with that move having so much knockback, people could get a little intimidated by it.
Ooh, just missed a jab lock on that too. That could have been a really, really good start for her. But it makes sense. You know, a lot of times when the match starts up, you pretty immediately see people drop down and try to control center. And Naui has taken advantage of that twice now.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job also at pressuring her opponents from underneath them, keeping her opponents up in the air more than anything. Dr. Piggy just trying to find her way back into the stage. Nice DI avoiding Naui's aggressive approach there. We got it. Tears of SoCal coming out. Naui holding SoCal on her shoulders. Still holding on to 2 stocks and dealing a good amount of damage to Dr. Piggy.
And Piggy, after not the greatest of starts, is able to you know, oh no.
Oh my goodness, the hitbox on the yo-yo. And that's another thing that they, of course, added with Ness and changing up in Ness's kit in general. How she has the down smash with the constant active hitbox out underneath the ledge at that, so it clips people really easily. And the up smash also having a constant hitbox. Oh my gosh, no.
Wow, now we're going to be claiming possibly another stock now.
Oh, this is actually insane. Now evening up this game, while she only had 2 stocks the entire time, looking really strong. Dr. Piggy just trying to find her way to just close out Naomi's second stock.
And you see Dr. Piggy being a little bit apprehensive of trying to approach Ness in the corner. And that's back throw still just as strong as ever. You can't overcommit.
Oh, it actually, that hitbox was out for a long time.
Yeah.
That was up smash, I believe, and it looked like it was there for a good amount of time to catch Naui, finally taking her second stock.
And that's some new stuff we're seeing too, because I know up smash was not like that in Smash 4. You would be trying to kill with that for a while.
Yeah. Oh, you saw Naui was going for it again. Very tricky with that PK Thunder.
There it is. Just a straight back throw at those percents. Anywhere on the stage would have killed, and now he's going to be able to even this game back up.
Oh, let's trade projectiles real quick.
And it really didn't pay off for Piggy either, because PK Fires are going to keep you locked way longer than Paralyzer will.
Yeah, Paralyzer and PK Fire coming out. Naui trying to save him again!
Bruh!
Naui!
Bruh!
On a roll. As
6 stocks.
Yep, as she takes the second player of World.
And I mean, that's where the value comes in. When you have a player of that caliber that can take as much stocks away from the opposing team. Now he's only lost 2 compared to 6 now for the world. They're going to have to stem the tide somewhere in here and try to mount this comeback. We see Lucien. Lucien, thank you. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Lucien coming in now, going to be playing, I believe, Marth. And so to be able to see if that matchup is as frustrating for Ness as it was in Smash 4, and maybe able to clean this up without too much extra damage.
Yeah, the way that Naui is playing right now, she's playing very aggressive when she sees that she has the advantage.
For sure.
Pressing on, but when she recognizes that her opponent is going to be able to get back into the stage, she knows when to back off, and I feel like that's what's getting her opponents caught off guard right now. Doing a really good job at holding it down for SoCal. Of course, Lucien coming out with Marth, as you mentioned. You want to be going for little tippers, but also swinging your sword in Ness's face can make it a little difficult for Ness to be able to get into your personal space.
When you have a sword that's about the length of Ness's entire frame, it makes it a little bit difficult for the small psychic child to get in. But we'll see if now...
He's got that big Naga note to come through.
It's amazing to see these.
I
was just about to say, like
the crowd is insane right now.
We have, I believe it's 2 separate parts of bracket right now. I know ours is going to be to the immediate right, and then directly ahead of us is, I believe, a NorCal and SoCal, another matchup there. The interstate rivalry between the two starting early here at Genesis.
I love that, and that's how you get narratives, you know?
Narratives, and it builds camaraderie between the players, and it's healthy rivalries too. I'm always impressed by just how, you know, clean cut everything is here. It's very like comfortable to come in and compete without feeling any extra pressure, which is really awesome to see.
Also, you get to see like the talent just scattered across like the
of course
regions, and kind of use that as a way to base yourself on where you are as a player as well.
Yeah, a lot of credit to all the people involved with this. Obviously, Sid, Kay, Milk Tea, Risu, all the people that helped put this on at a ton of different events as well. If you have a major coming up in your area, definitely try to make sure and see if there's a Smash Sisters event near you, and come and support it. It's a really, really cool event. They've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, I actually remember the very first Smash Sisters event that I participated in was, I think, the first time Smash 4 Smash Sisters got involved in general was at Genesis 3.
Right.
And I actually helped run the bracket at that time, too. And I feel like that was the last event that I was able to partake in because I've been so busy, like between commentary and bracket, that I've never really had time. So now I'm actually happy that I could sit down, commentate, and compete.
Right.
I'll be doing the East Coast soon, too. So it's fun. Like finally be able to catch it.
Yeah, this was definitely a nice surprise. I didn't know if you'd be able to make it out for this, and I'm really happy to be able to cast with you again.
Hell yeah. It's been a little bit more, most definitely. Now we got the start of the crew battle here. Lucien taking it for the world versus Naui, who's been holding it down for SoCal, now down with only one stock. She's been able to only lose one stock for the last 2 opponents that she's had to face.
There's that PK Thunder, but Lucien is taking a little bit of time to study before this third match starts. Doesn't get hit by it.
That's what that adaptation is, analyzing her opponent and recognizing that Naui actually enjoys opening up the match with the PK Thunder. Getting caught on the PK Fire, though, can be a little tricky to get out. Best to just pull the way possible. Naui getting that nair out of shield, already applying a good amount of pressure to Lucien, as Lucien's stuck on the ledge here.
Forcing Lucien back into the corner, too. Pretty big deficit right now, but Marth is capable of making that up with a couple of key hits.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Marth being able to take stocks as early as, oh my goodness, as early as 60% with just a slight dip on the right side. Avoiding that yo-yo, but now he's taking it with the nair out of shield, sending Lucien to the left side of the blast zone.
This is now 7 stocks for Naui. Yeah. Definitely the MVP so far for SoCal 1. And the thing about it is only at 24%, definitely capable of taking another stock here.
Whoa! But we were talking about tippers. We were talking about tippers. And there it is, sending Naui so far away, but Naui still being able to recover back. Safe recovery, of course. It can be a little tricky against sword characters like Marth. Marth decides to edge guard you.
Yeah, that's the beauty of that long sword, the falchion of Fire Emblem lore. Dolphin Slash to get out of pressure there. Beautiful air dodge, though.
Low recovery, trying to avoid that PK Thunder. Really smart, patient move coming from Lucien. Narrowly avoiding that PK Fire can be really tricky when you find yourself stuck on the ledge. We've seen that walking play, which I feel like is very underrated. Walking is actually so good in every Smash game, but specifically this game too, as you don't have to wait for the end frames of your dash to finish.
Yeah, everything comes out a little bit faster now, and able to mix up what you're doing out of your motion is really important. Yeah. Oh, the shield stab there.
Microspacing is so important, and that's what we've seen from Lucien, but unfortunately she's just unable to get that hit that she needs. Having to forcibly re-grab the ledge, that PK Thunder, putting her in a pretty bad position. Now he's staying patient, staying grounded at that, just trying to get the punish that she needs to claim another stock from World. Oh my goodness, and that perfectly spaced forward smash applying even more pressure. Lucien's at almost 200% here.
The up throw, not quite enough. Pokemon Stadium a little bit too high for that to work, but Ness does have to find his way down, and now he is going to finally fall 7 stocks, almost halfway through the entire crew. And Lucien repping the TSM jacket, of course, she's been connected to Tweak for quite a while now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Been together for some time, so he's repping the TSM logo. Tweak had just getting picked up from TSM.
So what an impressive showing for now. It cannot be understated how valuable it is in a crew battle to have a strong point player. It really sets up the rest of your crew where you don't have to stress as much.
How many stocks is that? 7?
7.
Yep.
7 stocks.
7 stocks taken from Naui. Good stuff, and showing SoCal is stronger. SoCal is
quite a bit
strong versus World, and Lucien also being able to take Naui down and proceed finally, so that way her team could go through from 3 stocks taken from them.
And we didn't see any real stress from Lucien either. We talked about how her percents were starting to rise further and further and further, and really almost anything would have been able to do it at that point from Ness to Marth. But managed to just keep her composure and finally close that last stock and slay the absolute beast that is Naui for the SoCal crew. So strong.
That Ness scary, especially in this game. I feel like Ness is just so good. But
it's
Thunder just adding that extra pressure, I feel like caught a lot of people off guard, especially on stage.
PK Thunder and PK Fire, I feel so far, are pretty difficult to deal with. I know I've had personal struggles playing against the character, and I'm still trying to figure out ways around that, but definitely stronger in this iteration. I feel like that's going to be pretty good for a long time now. See who this player is using the I'm Gay tag, setting up her stuff now. Not quite sure. I recognize a couple of names on the SoCal team from last year.
Yeah, so in SoCal we actually have Nacho the dog.
Right. She played last year.
Who actually just finished right now. What did you say? In Colio?
And I believe it's in Colio.
In Colio and Aru.
Correct. So we potentially can see a Pichu, a Pit, a Greninja.
Is that who we have right now in Colio? Okay,
Oh,
so in Colio,
awesome.
I believe he's joining us right now on stream.
I'm going to be seeing some Greninja. I'm pretty familiar with the character. This character is a lot better in Ultimate than it was in 4. A lot of good quality of life changes and just works really well in the engine as well. Being able to use down tilt out of dash is really super useful. Sets up into up smash at later percent.
It's like on that same tier that I've been talking about with Nest, where it's like, I feel like they've been low-key flying under the radar, and those are the characters that have absolutely, I feel like, have gotten better.
Oh, absolutely.
And Greninja in particular can be really tricky if you don't understand the matchup, especially with how they've been sharking bears. I've been seeing a lot of Greninja sharking bears, and the fact that they can use, since they were playing on Genesis setup, this isn't patched, so Greninja was actually patched 3 days ago, where he was able to cancel his recovery easily on platforms, and they don't have that anymore.
An important distinction, it is any moving platform, so we'll see if that is a counter pick choice or on slanted sides. We got a couple of stages that actually could play into factors with Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Story. We'll see where we go here. Something you're going to see a lot of is early percent dash attacks leads into an incredible amount of aerial pressure for Greninja. And we'll see how this goes, because now that Greninja has a little bit better hitboxes, a little bit better just counterplay in general, can really fight well against sword characters that he struggled against in 4.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky, especially if as a sword character you're landing with an aggressive option, and you have Greninja right there to punish you for it. You're gonna see a pretty explosive start from both these players. Swing, no defensive play there. Lucien doing pretty good at Dom dashing back with the dancing blade.
There's that dash attack up smash. A little bit later on, you're going to see dash attack into up air, and Greninja's up air is an incredible tool.
Polio trying to get in with the rapid jab, not getting punished by Lucien's parry. There into the bear. We see an edge guard right here for Lucien, but instead we go for more of a defensive approach as Polio is able to get back on the stage with that grab.
See the up tilt into the up air there. Not a lot of day on that up tilt, so it's going to go into a couple of these.
Yeah, and this is where it can get tricky sometimes against Greninja. When Greninja has you in the air and he's constantly chasing you underneath you, it could be pretty difficult to get out of those up air situations where it can apply a good amount of pressure.
His airspeed's so fast, and you're going to see stuff like that too, where Greninja will feint with an aerial and then just fall beneath you. If you air dodge when Greninja's below you, you are putting yourself at a just incredible disadvantage.
Yeah. He's always ready for you. He'll follow you down into that up smash that definitely will KO at this percent.
Counters.
Got counters right here, but Lucien going to recover from below the ledge, trying to get that ledge invincibility. Playing it safe. And Polio, though, recognizing the situation, trying to get that down tilt into back air, but Lucien falling out of the back air on that last hit. Dude, that down tilt just completely made him cross up, the shield. Like, Greninja's actually super slippery with that.
Greninja's down tilt's super good. Lucien's going to be out of the percents for it right now, but that right there is something that'll work at, I believe, around 80 or 90-ish percent mark. Down tilt up smash is a true kill confirm for Greninja, and it really helps him. One of his biggest problems in 4 is he could sometimes had to struggle and be a little more creative for kills. Yeah, and now he just has an easy setup.
I like the attempt on the run dash to down smash, but instead gets the grab and chases after her with the up air.
Yeah, that move's going to be killing around those percents every time. You'll sometimes see some splash effects from it to try to maybe looks like it's going to kill early, but usually not enough knockback on that to close out stocks.
Ooh. That's the recovery we were talking about. It'd be a little tricky with that win box coming out. That up air, trying to chase her off with the back air into rapid jab. Lucien getting out of that situation, not going to get hit by the rapid jab. Dragged down by the up air. Is she going to be able to get out? Yes, she is. She's trying to regain center stage.
Get that down tilt fair. That is a incredibly strong option.
Gets the stage spike as Nicolio actually did not tech.
Yeah, a little bit higher percents. That might have actually been relevant in the stock, but Lucien holding on now.
Oh. I don't think she had a jump, but I think she didn't recognize how low she was right there. But unfortunate SD, but Lucien, still pretty strong, still taking a good.
I love the sunglass flip from Incolio there. Everybody's definitely have a really good time. Yeah,
definitely make sure you're having fun at the same time. That's really what matters, especially in the very first super national, I want to say, that exists currently for Smash Ultimate with over 2,000 people that entered the main bracket.
So many people here.
It's actually ridiculous. So if you're at Genesis 60 guys, we got some more Smash Sisters action for you. And Kolio holding it down, 2 stocks still under her belt.
Yeah, no, SoCal 1 looking incredibly strong. It will take a comeback of the ages for the world team to be able to pull this off.
Now, I believe this is both the 2-league player.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, she participated in the crew battles last year, was incredibly strong. I believe her team actually, if I remember correctly, won the Spanish Sisters crew battle last year.
Oh, wow, okay, cool.
Definitely not someone to be sleeping on.
Oh, she's already on the tagging. So I'm pretty excited to see. I haven't really been seeing a lot of Toon Links in general, so
let's do the math on this. It's 11 stocks to 6, I believe, right? Because there's 2 characters left for World, or 2 players left for World.
2 players left for World.
So we've seen Lucien,
we've seen Lucien,
Dr. Piggy, and Tira. Yes.
So we have 2 left. This is Boat, and then we have Cheeky.
11 stocks to 6. This is not impossible, but is becoming more of a mountain for a world team.
The gap is slowly getting bigger, but of course you can't count them out yet because I've seen crazier comebacks.
Absolutely. This should be a little bit interesting. We'll see who is more familiar with the other character. I feel will play a lot of this. Greninja has ways around projectile users, but at the same time, if Greninja is able to close that gap, can blow up somebody that needs a little bit of setup.
All right, starting up the match already. Extremely aggressive so far, getting her hits in and making sure that she has enough time to start pulling out her bombs. Throwing out the boomerang, covering in Kolio's landing. Both looking on fire right now.
I'm telling you, man, she is no joke.
Great patience right there, trying to see what Kolio was going to do when Kolio retaliating back with a rapid dab of her own. Hitting the back here.
Ooh,
that was so close, trying to get the bomb conversion into the up air.
Yeah, and what a way to get herself out of disadvantage, too. Both very creative with that.
Ending up being patient, letting the bomb blow up in Kolio right on top of her, getting the conversion with the up air. Stock down right now for SoCal. I was going to say we're about to see another switch, but Vote.
Bomb.
But unfortunately, yeah, she could not have gotten the ledge on time. I'm not too sure if she had a bomb at her.
She did.
Yeah, it just didn't go off. Again, you just want to hold as many stocks as possible. It's really not who wins the set. It's just how many stocks you can claim of your own. Trying to live.
It's a little bit interesting that they held on to Boat for as long as they did from a strategy standpoint. When you see the bleeding that now he was able to create, sometimes you just kind of sub in your stronger players.
Yeah, right. One of your stronger players on the crew. Getting the conversion from the bomb into fair. Very similar. I know we've been saying that a lot for the last few years here in Smash 4. So trying to catch the jump there with the jump fair. Boat recovering from dumping the ledge. Trying to play a little bit more defensive. She doesn't want to put herself in a pretty bad position.
Yeah, I feel like if Boat is actually able to take this stock without losing hers, it really may be able to change the fortunes for the world team. Great
patience. Waiting shield with the bomb, trying to punish what Kolio was going to do to recover horizontally back to the ledge. They're trying to punish landing with the up smash, but he is at 165%.
171 now.
But honestly, oh my goodness, that up being great attempt there. We got to roll with the up air.
Stealing it.
This situation right now.
Oh, that's
SoCal's on fire.
And Kolio with the teabags too. I'm sure she would love to get this third stock at 171 now. Not enough to do it there. Yeah, that was incredibly impressive. Once again, that didn't.
She's just trying to catch in Kolio any wall option or any ledge option just with the up B. Be a little linear when Kolio starts catching on and just ends up trying to bait out the up B to come out first.
Look at it now, 56% on this Toon Link.
almost getting that back here, but barely avoiding it, and that, that up throw.
Yeah, Boat's got to be a little bit frustrated though. They're had Incolio at incredibly high percents for a long time, and unfortunately losing that second stock really hurts the world team chances here.
Elvis, she still has one stock. I know she really wanted to hold her 2 stocks going on. She definitely could have done it if she was able to catch the goal with stock a little earlier, but Polio living to it was 200%.
That's wild.
On fire. That's the point. That's
Greninja,
the point
and Greninja's not a heavy character either.
Nope.
Like, it was really just these stray hits, and Boat couldn't really finally hit that closing blow to finish it off. So we're gonna see now. I believe this is.
Aru.
Yes, yeah. Just seeing her spell. We're gonna see Lucina versus Toon Link. Different Fire Emblem character popping in here, and now not even really an argument at this point. The stronger iteration of the two between Lucina and Mario.
I think Lucina is more consistent.
Yes,
in terms
I'm
of
sure.
The fact that her option actually doesn't have. You don't have to worry about Cyrus spot. You don't have to worry about focus in the sweet spot. If you got that blade, it deals a significant amount of knockback. And both out stocks relatively early. Tactical, depending on where they are on the stage, possibly forward smash.
Sure.
Forward smash being so strong. Taking stocks as early as 65%.
Yeah, really consistent combos as well. I feel like that's something that the Marth players are going to have to lab out for a pretty long time just to make sure they get those same kind of hits in, because right now Lucina just has the greater value overall. I mean, you talked about the consistency, but I think in general, I think there's a pretty strong argument that you can make that Lucina might actually be the best sword character in the game as well.
Yeah, I do. I think it's the best Fire Emblem.
Oh, definitely.
Waiting on pools.
So Boat with still a pretty big challenge ahead of her. It's going to be left between her and Cheeky as well. A Villager player is still waiting in the wings as the anchor for Team World. We're going to be looking at 9 stocks to 4.
That's going to be tough. But again, I've seen crazier. I mean, we see how the crew battle.
Yeah.
Crossfight and Japan.
Yes.
That was actually insane. That's what I mean by I don't count on anybody. Ever.
Threes, especially in a new game like this, when you may not be as familiar with certain matchups and certain mix-ups, you can get blown up in a hurry. Now, Boat had managed to close up that stock 9-5 looks a lot better than 9-4. It seems like it's just a stock, but having 2 stocks to play with at the start of games like this is so important.
It definitely is. Both doing a really good job that last game and maintaining pressure and getting follow-ups down back, bomb to fair, bomb to up air, and I'm expecting to see more of that from both. The Aru,
Super
a pretty
aggressive.
solid player herself.
Typically, there's like a bit of a feeling out process at the start of these crew battles, but Aru is just all over Boat right now. Wow.
Keeping Boat just completely pressured. She finally finds her way back into the stage.
Yeah,
Took her a little while, but she actually took a good amount of percent for that.
Yeah, Aru has just chased Boat to either corner multiple times now. Typically, you see your projectile users like Toon Link be getting pretty comfortable in that, using that retreating space, but I mean, not in this case. Aru is just too fast right now.
Get the fair, keep Boat off stage. Not trying to contest off stage, though, even though Lucina is that edge guard killer that this game has.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you...
The
Dolphin?
up B out of shield, that Dolphin Slash not only comes out so fast, but it's such a great out of shield option if you know that your opponent is committing to something unsafe on shield particularly.
I believe in Smash 4 it was invincible from 2 to 7.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the same thing holds true there,
It
but
doesn't start off with invincibility. I just don't I don't know
It's
exactly.
the length of it,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's the same or if they changed it in the speed, but it's still a really good move in general. Comes out extremely fast.
Absolutely. No, and it's really interesting to see like what all is copy and pasted over from 4, what I guess minor tweaks, major tweaks.
Yeah.
That's what makes these initial months so interesting, and what
Exactly.
not only this but the final bracket as well. It's going to be completely up in the air. You look at some of these player matchups in the later bracket when you're top 24s and your top 16s, and you're just like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, it's kind of like a toss-up of like what characters are good, and that's how other players are able to determine like who's more consistent as a player, who's actually really good, and what we're going to be seeing for the rest of the season is, I believe Genesis actually marks.
Damn, dude. Go.
So I was gonna say, this is the start of the season for the PGRU.
For sure.
And this is the tournament that's going to start the legacy of where players are consistently, and that's why people will grinding it up in this venue, 24-hour venue. I'm so glad. I love events that have 24-hour venues.
Absolutely.
It's the most broken thing.
It is literally a tier separator, in my opinion, for a lot of events. The ability to just go and just have an absolute grind session until 3, 4, 5 in the morning, as long as you want to go. You know, if you've got, especially with the events like this, when you have some people playing 8 o'clock pools, you can play until 3, 4, 5 in the morning, sleep through the day, and then be like ready and refreshed by the time your pool's up.
Yeah, I like being with you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We got Cheeky on stream. Last player right now left for row.
You're up after this.
Me?
You're up after.
Got you.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough. It's going to be an absolute MVP performance from Cheeky to be able to pull this off. Ooh.
Hangs around these platforms. I like his choice for the stage, particularly for Cheeky. He has a lot more options from the ambulance. Also allows Aru to pressure. Oh my goodness, that bowling ball attempt is definitely Cheeky. Now I know where she gets her name from. Try to do the nair cross up Aru on shield.
I love the slingshots of the Lloyd rocket. Yeah, this is going to be a stage that favors both characters here. You talked about the landing option for Villager,
Yeah,
but
but
I mean,
pressure from Lucina under the platform too is
incredibly
something
so.
that Cheeky's gonna want to look out for.
well, it's that first. That's really the first time we've seen Aro put herself in a disadvantaged state off stage like that.
Oh wow,
That hitbox lasted forever.
Lasted 10 years, as long as it took me away from Kingdom Hearts. But she's manages to get back into the stage safely regardless. Aru still not losing her stock. While Cheeky here, that trade not going to be in her favor as she loses her first stock right now in the crew battle.
That can make things a little bit difficult for Villager against characters with disjoints. The ability to just forward smash that Lloyd rocket like that.
Yep, and that's the cheeky bowling ball that we've been seeing from Cheeky, particularly on that left side of the platform.
You gotta love the parry system in this game too. The fact that Villager is able to parry that aerial into the bowling ball drop.
Seeing it consistently.
It's gonna be. We're gonna see some Evo moment 37s all over again.
Oh my god. The patience now being snapped. Trying to force Aru to approach her instead. And advancing around Aru, but unfortunately getting too close as Aru was able to get that up tilt.
The juggle game's really starting to play a factor here. Pretty big percent difference between the two. Not quite enough there.
Great option nonetheless, forcing Cheeky to recover from below the ledge, and who said that Trumping was dead? Aru getting the ledge and managing to get the back air on Cheeky, leaving Cheeky with only one stock and leaving the world with one stock.
Yeah, Aru definitely hasn't given up her Wii U just yet.
Absolutely not. Looking like a rap carrot in the books.
Yeah, 1 stocks to 8. We talked about how it wasn't a mountain yet, but it is now.
Yeah, that could be a little bit more difficult to deal with in terms of bringing it back. Trying to find her way back into the stage, but Aru's just not letting her breathe. Keeping her by the ledge, trying to space her out with a jab.
Ooh, could you imagine it just ending this whole thing off that shield breaker?
Oh my goodness. Truly cinematic at that. She'll see that a lot from Aru and allowing it to work. Using it very situationally, and it's definitely helping her out in her favor.
All right.
Goodness, and Nair taking her out from the side blast zone there, having a very strange horizontal knockback trajectory.
I see Cheeky setting up behind the tree right now, trying to think about how she's going to get in, but Aru baiting her forward with the teabags on this other side of the stage.
So to be fair, it's like 95 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
95 minutes until
Yeah, we might as well set up the lazy boy. We got a while. If Cheeky
oh my goodness, and waiting for a great charge.
Oh my god, we thought about we're going to see it on the other side. Aru going to wait for the opposite ledge there. And pretty dominant showing for SoCal for sure. Naui taking, we believe, 7 stocks.
7 stocks, yeah.
We then saw Lucelio, or Incolio, excuse me.
Yeah, Incolio.
Incolio coming in, taking 3 stocks. And then of course, we just have Aru cleaning up there. Excellent showing. I believe this is going to be single elimination though. So
Yes, it is
that
single elimination.
that is going to spell the end for the world. But we're seeing a lot of these same players joining the crowd at this point and making sure they keep the rest of it, everybody going on.
Great crowd here, you guys. It's super fun. Here at the Smash Sisters, we have Smash Sisters usually at most big events. So if you guys are just tuning into this and finding out about it now, definitely check out the scene if the next big national is having Smash Sisters. Because chances are, they probably are. And I believe East Coast is going to be coming up right now. So I don't believe Sid told me that I was being today.
Yes, correct.
Right, so we're switching out right now. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.
All right, yeah, that's my cue. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rolling.